So we've got a lovely piece of meat like that. How long are you thinking of cooking it either side in the pan?
It should take about half an hour.
Half an hour, excellent.
Usually the way that you learn about meat. See, like what you'll find is a lot of chefs are either a bit thick or dyslexic or not quite all there, are they? And one of them is usually there. I mean, yeah. See, you know. If you relied on chefs to get the world going round, it'd be over. And we rely on senses and smell and taste and touch so much. And the way that I check if the steak is cooked is I put my thumb and my finger together, and that piece there is what rare meat feels like. So when it's cooking, I'll be pressing it and then doing this, and that is what it feels like. So no pressure, you just put them together. So that's what rare meat feels like. And then the next thumb and finger. Sorry, the next finger and the only thumb. I told you, I can cook. That's where it starts and ends. Is what medium meat feels like, yeah? Mm-hmm. Now put them together.
Mm-hmm. All right, go on. Yeah.
Fish, see, fish. Really fish.
You don't have this problem with fish.
He basically went to college, he got to F in the alphabet and stopped. The good chefs go all the way through.
It's true.
It's a bit like bakers, they only do B and C. See it? Maybe do donuts if they're lucky. Okay, so we flip that over. Yeah, look at that, lovely. Right, do you want to just lift those out, chuck them straight in the oven? And the reason why I want them straight on the bars is so I can get heat all the way through. If you just put them on a tray, they'll stay soft underneath and they'll steam. If you put them straight in there, you get dry heat underneath and it'll start to crisp up. Look at that, straight in. Oh, you gotta love that sound, don't you? You love that. Oh, it's amazing. Right, okay, so while that is cooking, we've got some tongs. Yeah, we haven't, we? Awesome. Right. This cameraman's dying behind that camera. Can you imagine the smells he's sat next to? We fed him yesterday. Yeah, you can. And then I've got a little bit of honey just to kind of bridge the gap between the acidity and the oil. Every time.
I told you I'd get my own back.
Every time. Right. Excuse me, Joe. Right. So we've got our dressing there, and often, I don't know about you, but often with dressings, that tiny little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
And honey's great for it, because it just kind of dissolves straight into it. It just works beautifully. It just gets your dress. You know when you get a dressing and it's like just vinegar and it hits the back of your throat? The honey takes that away and just kind of gets it tangy instead of harsh. John actually poisoned me with an oyster once, didn't he? He didn't think I was going to bring that up. We went out to the Solway Firth and we found some oysters, didn't we? This gnarly old bloke. Does anyone know Cumbria particularly well? It's a really weird accent of a cross between Geordie and Lancaster, isn't it? Lancastrian kind of, it's weird. They're lovely people. I say that because John's wife's out there somewhere. But this gnarly old sea dog came out of the beach from nowhere, didn't he? We were filming.
Try these!
Oh yeah. And he just went, "Oh, try these." And obviously me and John, being as bright as we are, we just let strange men feed us, don't we, anywhere we're going. So, and we had these oysters. I was so ill the next day. Right. So what I thought we would do is another dish while that's just resting, because it's so important that steaks rest. Really, really is. You imagine if I put you in a really hot frying pan, you'd just clench up like that and it'd be like, oh crikey, that's hot in there. And that's what happens to a steak. It just tightens when it goes into a hot pan. So when you take it out of the oven or out of the pan, it just goes, ah. And it's that kind of 5 minutes, just like, it's better. It's a bit like when you've just had a bath. It's like, all calm, all relaxed. So we're going to cook these beautiful mushrooms. Now, was it Fred the forager this morning? Is it Fred?
I think it was Fred.
I think it was, wasn't it? Fred the forager left them for. Was it Fred? It was, wasn't it? It'd have to be, wouldn't it? Because I knew it sounded the same. Okay, so with mushrooms, I always put a little bit of salt in the pan first. I don't know about you, because there's so much water in mushrooms. And these mushrooms are flipping delicious. They're amazing. And all I wanted to do was just get some salt on them and get them drawing out the moisture, okay? And it's really important that you get that kind of layer of salt and then it all starts to just do its magic. So So a little bit of salt on the top, a little bit on the bottom.
I think the thing with mushrooms is, I mean, you've just said the thing is to get the pan as hot as possible, isn't it?
Hot as possible and start to draw out the moisture. Because if you kind of look at mushrooms, if I take these mushrooms and look, and if I squeeze them, all that water's in there, yeah? And that's what we're we're working against that. Doesn't matter what mushrooms you use, they're full of water. So a little bit of oil in there now. We've started to get everything coming out.